Hi, in this video, let's continue talking about the rendering topics. And the previous video we talked about the agent cache, and from this video, we're going to do some preparation before we render. Let's open the document. You can see that this is a part 8 render, and the agent cache we talked about in the last video. And here you can see that in the render preparation session, there are some of the things we needed to prepare before we render, especially the 1, 2, 3. Skinning, geometry randomization, and texture randomization. We need to talking about in the following 3 videos. Let's first talking about the skinning. Here you can see that the skinning is pretty simple. That means we needed to transfer the geometry from the rig to the origin agent. So that we already talking about before, but in this video we just review that. Let's first open our example file OA test on the man05 blend. You can see that the geometry setup for render is the origin agent with the geometry into this structure, and this origin agent can control this one, and the skinning is perfectly correct. And also this skinning can be owning the skin cluster. You can see that the skin cluster is the bind skin smooth bind. So this is a very important, just like the game engines in the markets. For achieving that, let's repeat in the previous operations. Let's just double click Control N for creating the new thing, and here my army. Let's just import the my army rig. Just imagine that this kind of thing is your the original rigging, and this is character rigging, and the character can be controlled by the controllers, and the geometry is the outside of the structure is the original ones. And we needed to click the my army ready here and create origin agent. We needed to put the bone structure here, the middle click and drag to the setup folder, and created origin agent. And then we can load the origin agent setup. Previously we saved it in the test. Here we can hide this setup. You can see that the geometry belongs to the setup on the original the rig. We needed to duplicate these geometries and put them into the geometry folder, and make them controlled by the origin agent bones instead of the rigging bone. So what I'm going to do is pretty much activate the agent we currently want to operate on, and select all the geometry into the agent, the character rigging, and click the send active geometry to origin agent. And if you see this dialog, do you want to keep geometry structure? You just usually need to click the no. That means because we designed this tool for some special company and special pipeline. Just ignore that. You can see that some of the geometry in the original rig has been copied to the geometry local into the agent origin agent, and we added the suffix here with the name and the GEO, the ending string. And also at this time, let's just collapse the setup and select the bone into the origin agent and move that around. You can see that this geometry has been deformed by the origin agent bone structure. And if you just rotate some of the joints, and you can see that everything is fine. That is because we copied the skin weight from the origin rig to this origin agent. Okay. So this is the process of how to transfer your geometry from your rig to the Origin agent. And before you render, you need to make sure everything is fine and every geometry has been into the geometry folder. So this is very important. Okay, this is an introduction for the first step of the preparation for render, the skin cluster. Thank you for watching. See you next time.